Hi everyone, how are you doing? Happy Friday night. I'm recording this Friday night. Hope you guys are doing great. Hope you've had a great day. I have missed you all. I am currently working on a project, so I'm out of the city a couple of days. Photographing a music video, so I am not able to do a live for a couple of days, but I hope you guys are doing great. Hope you're having a lot of fun, enjoying all the wonderful Archetypes news and Archewell news, and hanging with our faves that's feeding us. um, as you know, we are a channel. Again, welcome to Facts and Two Cents. This is Panel, just in case I forgot to introduce myself. But anyway, we are a channel that supports the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, Harry, Meghan, Archie, Baby Lily, Mama Doria, Poola, Guy, the chickens. Oh, and Mama Mia. I think I need to add Mama Mia in there a little earlier. And the Invictus community, and all of us here at Sussex Squad, our wonderful community that supports everything Duke and Duchess of Sussex, or Harry and Meghan, are absolute faves. We are biased, we are petty, and all of those things. And we fully embrace all of it. And maybe I should just speak for myself, but at least I fully embrace all of those. Absolutely petty, absolutely biased in every way. But I also bring you facts and all that wonderful stuff. So I can not too bad, I would say. But anyways, welcome. It's so funny. I put together a whole new podcast from what I am going to talk about today. I had it all planned out, it's all ready to go, and I was like, you know what? No. No. I am not going to talk about anything on Shutter Island. I'm not going to talk about all the mess that's been going on over there and their crazy media, their crazy racist media, and all this, just the nonsense they've been pulling for the last 2 days. And I realized that I got caught up in it on Instagram, and I'm sorry, not Instagram, on Twitter. And I was like, oh no, this is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Our faves are doing amazing. They are winning. Hello, Archetypes is doing amazing all over the world. It's the #1 podcast. Why am I focusing on the nonsense with the British press? So hence I scrapped my whole podcast and redid everything. And today we're going to be talking, or at least I am going to be talking about the impact of archetypes. And it has made such an incredible impact. It is awesome. It is wonderful again, I am mostly on Twitter. So I haven't, I don't really follow royal stuff on Instagram or Facebook. I don't even use really Facebook. I have Facebook. I have not been on Facebook in months. But so I'm mostly on Twitter, so that's where I've been following it. And the impact has been amazing. I mean, so many people are just like, wow, we need this. It is filling a space that we need. And it has just been like an amazing thing to just go through and not just, squaddies, but just so many people in the media, those blue checks, and just have been going on and on about just how impacting it's been. And it has, opened up this incredible conversation about race, about what it's like to be biracial, or in the world, really, not just the US. It's conversations about colorism, about racism, about it just ambition. And we talked about Meghan talked about last the first episode with Serena, and so many incredible, interesting conversations has been come out of this. And a lot of praise about going there and not being afraid to just go there and just speak about it and be vulnerable with it, and hang out with Mariah Carey, and everyone just loves our little butterfly Mariah. So it has been an amazing thing to see. And one of the reasons that really got me to really rethink this whole podcast and, at least this episode, and rethink and just, shut out the ridiculous noise and just really focus on the fact that Meghan is winning. She is winning. What she's doing is making an impact. People are listening. People are, paying attention to what she's saying. It's making an impact. It's creating conversations again all over the world. And it's just wonderful. And one of the things that really, really, really inspired me to do that, and I should have brought in her name. Sometimes I forget, and sometimes I remember to really get attach who posted so that I could credit them for just for me, reminding me about why we need to focus on what we're doing and not the mess and noise that other people are trying to distract us with. And we talked about this before here, and I've read it on an episode quite a while ago. This very thing. Toni Morrison says the very serious function of racism is distraction. It keeps you from doing your work. It keeps you explaining over and over again your reason for being. Somebody says you have no language, so you spend 20 years proving that you do. Somebody says your head isn't shaped properly, so you have a scientist working on the fact that it is. Someone says you have no art, so you dredge that up. Somebody says you have no kingdom, so you dredge that up. None of this is necessary. There will always be one more thing. And that is the thing with racism. They always move the goalposts. The point is, you will never, ever meet the standard that they are, one, you don't have to. Because why? They're always going to move the goalposts. It's not about you meeting their standard. The point is, you're never going to be the person that they want. You know what I mean? So it makes no point for you trying to waste your time trying to meet up to whatever it is they say you lack, because you're never going to be perfect enough for them. There's always going to pull you down. They're always going to drag you down. So forget about their distractions and focus on your work. Focus on achieving whatever it is you want to focus on, and let them stay over there, be racist, whatever. You can call it out if you want to, but not be in a place where you're constantly explaining your reason for being. And I've realized, I was spending times fighting, and it's just like, no. And then great, we pull up receipts and all of those things. But it's like, you know what? The times that I'm spending doing all that stuff, I could have been spending promoting Meghan's work and Harry's work. I could have been spending that time researching so I can have more information to share. I could spend more time learning about the different organizations that they're working with, getting more in depth with those. I could have spent more time, imitating those and being better in my community and all of those positive things. The time I'm spending, focusing on people who just their whole race is to distract. Their whole race is the whole thing that they're interested in doing is to distract us from our work, distract us from achieving the things that we need to be achieving in our life. And that for me was just, yes. When I saw that, I'm like, yes. I'm not spending any more time on that mess. I'm going to simply focus on the fact that Meghan is winning. She is doing what she wants to do. The podcast is amazing. It is wonderful. I hope everybody has had a chance to watch it. Listen to it by now, or at least, read the transcript, or both. They're both in the links to all videos. The last video is going to be the link to this one as well. So, but it is amazing. I mean, look at this. Archetypes is number 1 in 10 countries, and it's going up the charts in different other countries. It's amazing. It is amazing what this is doing. It's just been like, everybody now is archetypes. And I just think it's like absolutely fantastic. Oh, I think India in the bottom there's hiding. So yeah, it is just it's absolutely fantastic what is going on with Archetypes. So I'm telling you, Megan's team must, oh my goodness, I know there's celebrating. I know Mandana Diani and forgot the what, I forgot what her name is, but something Sonanis. I forgot what her first name is, but I think the last name is Sonanis. But they are celebrating, it is amazing. So I just think it is, let's focus on all the winning. Let's learn. I think I had to learn how to win, because it's like when you win, just stay there, stay in your place of winning, stay in that positive place, and just let everything else stay behind you. It's like, stay behind me, Satan, get behind me, Satan. But it's also Mike Sinton, who is an executive at NBC Universal, and he also tweeted out, it's like, Meghan Markle's podcast Archetypes continues to reign as number one in the Spotify charts for a second straight week, once again beating Joe Rogan. Archetypes ranked as the number one podcast on Spotify in US, Canada, UK, Ireland, India, Australia, New Zealand. It is wonderful. It is absolutely wonderful news, and I hope we are all staying in that place of winning, you know, stay in that positive mind frame. So that's where I'm trying to stay. Victoria Foxwood, who is also a journalist, an investigative journalist, as you can see up there. She also tweeted about it. Meghan Markle's podcast Archetypes stays number one on Spotify charts for a second straight week. And, again, so, and I couldn't pull them all in. I'm like, I was spending the night doing that. I couldn't pull them all in, but I just pulled in some. Pam Keith at the bottom there. Pam Keith Esquire says, because she is someone was Matthew Stablin at the bottom. There's one of those blue checks, says, why are so many right wingers obsessed with Meghan Markle? And Pam Keith responded, because she is the definition of black girl magic, and no matter how they try, they cannot dim her glow. And that is the thing. They cannot dim her glow. She is not beholden to anybody. She marches to the beat of her own drums, and they can't control her. So, they're all obsessed and falling off of a cliff, and you're like, whatever. And I love Pam's response. She is the definition of black girl magic. They can't dim her. So there you go. I absolutely, absolutely love it. And then Mariah, I just love this. Mariah tweeted this out today. She's like, really enjoy talking to the Duchess and Diva, Meghan Markle, about the duality of diva. Yes, I called her diva in the most fabulous and gorgeous and empowering meaning of the word. #Archetypes. And I just love this. I love Maria and all her lambs. All her lambs are just so hyping this, and it's just so great to be in a positive space with, positive people, and her fans are enjoying it and really tweeting it. And I mean, it was just such a positive and wonderful podcast. How can you not? And it's so funny because if you look on the right, a glittering Maria, one of her fans, one of her lambs, I should say, she says, FYI, yesterday, September 1st, Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas received 142,000 streams on Spotify alone. Queen of Christmas. #the crown and the Christmas tree. She is definitely the queen of Christmas. But it's so wild, I know a lot of it comes from her being on Archetypes. And so it is just, it's a wonderful thing. So many people have been impacted by her, especially their conversation with their hair, with their different hair type, and trying to figure out how to comb it, how to style it, because stylists don't know how to do their hair. And it is just like, I loved everything about it. And I just gave me so much of a bigger appreciation for Mariah Carey, because, I love her, and I hadn't been following like daily, Mariah, but it just really inspires me to go follow Mariah daily now, because she is fun. She is so open and so real and so raw. It's just so genuine. I love her. And, Meghan just opened up, and she was able to fangirl and all of that stuff. And I absolutely, absolutely loved that conversation. And so did a lot of people. And so these are some of Mariah's fans. Benjariah that says, replying to, when Mariah tweeted, it's like, this was such an insightful conversation and something I've been secretly hoping would happen since Meghan's groundbreaking Oprah interview last year. Two powerful women who definitely deserve more respect. And one of our other friends, Meghan, well, actually, it's like Meghan, I was probably a Meghan's fan, but she also tweeted this: I love this candidness about privilege when it comes to colorism, racism, and being biracial. Go support Mariah Carey and her amazing memoir, and of course, The Meaning of Mariah. And yeah, it just, I love it. I absolutely love it. And people have been supporting Mariah there. Yeah, again, we just looked at how many 142,000 streams on Spotify. And it is just wonderful to see the positivity that has come out of this. And her agenda, as I think this podcast from Australia, they tweeted out about it, says the Duchess of Sussex has been showing us amazing reasons she is perfect. She's the perfect host for Archetypes, a gender equity podcast new on Spotify. Check out the reasons she's truly perfect for the role, and she really is. And that's the thing that people have been talking about a lot about. It's like just her voice, her presentation, all of it has just been so perfect for this. Like, she was born to do podcasts. I need to learn from her about her voice. Let me change my voice into a hello, this is Petal. How are you? And welcome to my podcast. Maybe I'll try to do that and emulate Meghan's podcast voice. I definitely don't have that. So maybe I need to develop that. It can always grow in that department. So there. Next time I might just have a podcast voice. So but they are just, she is perfect. She's absolutely perfect for this role. Spotify Indonesia is also tweeting out about it. Let's find out how women exceed the label that are often given to them. Archetypes, don't believe the type. Listen only on Spotify. And it's so funny. This on the right, this is it's like daily something live. And I mean, I don't watch television, so I don't see it. I've only seen like a few of their clips online. And this girl, I think her name is Erica or something. I think it's Erica. She was all about, she just loved this podcast. And she was like, yeah, Meghan is taking the lead. She is, she was like batting away all of the, attacks at Meghan and really just lauding Meghan for what she's done and what, and just the amazingness. Is that even a word? Just the amazing work she's done and her team has done with this podcast and how just awesome it is. So she was really, I'm going to put the link to this video so you can see it yourself, but I love it. She is totally on Meghan's side and just really as with so many people, just really praising Archetypes and the work Meghan has done with it. And so, yeah, it's just awesome. Global Citizens also tweeted about it this week. On her latest episode of Archetypes, Meghan sat down with Mariah Carey to discuss the complexities and intersectional difficulties that women face. And it's so cool because obviously we know Meghan and Harry work with with Global Citizen. And so was wonderful to see them also take it up and run with it as well and tweeting out about it. And more people, and just some random people I just came across on Twitter. And it was just like, I just love what they were able to say and how the podcast has affected them. Lauren Edmonds says, Meghan Markle may have the perfect podcast voice. She's also just a gorgeous reader, which is huge on shows like hers. Combine that with the actual actually insightful interviews. Archetypes is delightful. And I just, again, the impact, it's just really touching people in such a positive way that I just was like, wow, yes. I love it. Ibrahim is an investor and he's also an environmentalist. He says, listening, powerful work, Meghan Markle. Thank you for such a for such quality messaging. Also, so engaging. Hashtag archetypes. I mean, the guys are listening too. They are listening, and it's just it's just fantastic. I love it. Alicia, another person, says, I honestly don't mean to sound condescending, but Meghan Markle's podcast Archetypes is excellent. I expected it to be more so much celebrity, sensational convo, but man, oh man, it is entertaining, insightful, and airs important topics. Thanks to the Duchess for her work. No, Alicia, that's not condescending at all. I think a lot of, and I totally understand thinking that it would be more celebrity kind of thing. I totally understand that because, some people just, they think of Meghan as just, like, oh, she's just an actress or she's just Hollywood, whatever. But, I'm glad people are seeing, and I'm so happy Alicia gave it a chance, and then now look at where she is. I'm sure she's going to be, listening for the other episodes as well. And I love that. Mimi Roche, who is a squatty, says Archetypes, the new podcast from Meghan, is finally available on Spotify, and we are so here for it. It's this is such an important conversation to have, and even more important one to listen to, and I love that. Thank you, Mimi Rose, your squatty. More T-Tads, I guess. Assuming that's how she says her that's her handle. She says, I'm more of a true crimes podcast person, but Meghan Markle delivered. She's funny, opinionated, curious, and I love her voice. And she interviewed she interviewed my one and only Mariah Carey, 10 out of 10. And again, I love it. I mean, and again, these are just random people I came across on Twitter, and I was like, I'd like to feature them there, and I just love that they were just like, I wasn't even into this, and then I listened to it, and it's just like amazing, and Saya Miti _ the first says Meghan Markle's podcast fills such an important gap in the market. The podcast space has been dominated by racist, sexist, high-value men commenting on social/political issues, influencing a whole generation in bigotry. She came, she conquered. And I'm like, yes, Sayamiti the first. Exactly. She came, she saw, she conquered. I mean, she kicked Joe Rogan's butt into second place. And I love it. Is so much what we needed. And actually I saw one that said, and I don't know what I did with that with that one, that said they didn't I think it was something like Meghan, it wasn't so like Archetypes wasn't something that they had planned to do, and then they listened to it and it was amazing. I forgot. I just butchered the whole thing. Never mind. Moving on. I just butchered what it says. So I'll just move on. If I find it, I will bring it on for maybe the next time. So and Nicola Bretnell, you probably remember Nicola Bretnell. She used to lead the Queen's Commonwealth Trust that Harry and Meghan were president and vice president of. She, I think, left, at least that's what I thought. She left the Queen's Commonwealth Trust, and but she's kind of still on the board of the Queen's Commonwealth Trust. I kind of don't know how that kind of thing works, but this is Nicola. When Meghan and Harry did like those Zoom calls with the young people that are part of Queen's Commonwealth Trust, she was the one that was leading it. She was leading it. You could probably remember her when they also did an event at Windsor. She was there as well. So she is just a delightful person, actually. And so this person wrote this little quote and said, this made me think of you, Nicola Bretnell. And then Nicola, and this is the quote. Actually, I'm just gonna move myself so I can read it properly. There we go. And then Nicola, then this is the quote. She says, "Everyone wants a strong woman until she's a strong woman, and then they'll start to call her something else. But that thing about strong women, she wasn't listening to them. But that's the thing about strong women. She wasn't listening to them then, and she isn't listening to you now. And it's, so she said when she, saw that quote, she made her think of Nicola. And so Nicola tweeted back, she's like, absolutely. And then she hashtag don't believe the type in Archetypes. So I mean, I love that, she's still in Harry and Meghan's corner. And yeah, she's still, I think, on the board of directors for the Queen Commonwealth Trust. But I'm glad that she picked up on it and then hashtag Archetypes. So I was like, you go. And then Maya, I think this was probably one of my favorites. She quote tweeted Mariah Carey when Mariah tweeted out, like, that she enjoyed Meghan and called her a diva. And Maya tweeted, like, Her Majesty the Queen Mariah Carey has spoken. And I was like, I love that. We have two queens out here, Mariah and Beyonce. And I love it. And Mariah, I love how she embraced her diva. She just has so much fun with that diva, being a diva. I love it. And as she says, basic is not festive. She is not here for basic. And so she is extra, and she loves being extra. And I am so here for it. And all of her fans are too. Madam Butterfly. But I love it. Maya's like, the Queen, Her Majesty, the Queen Mariah Carey has spoken. And I am absolutely in agreement with that. So, but anyway, so the cut were, they're the ones that did the interview over the weekend for promoting Archetypes. But so the cut actually, they're tweeting and promoting their article. And so the cut today was like, in her profile, Meghan, Duchess of Sussex at Alison P. Davis intimately captures the resilience Meghan has displayed despite the almost unimaginable pressure she's been under. And photographer Campbell Addy captures her ready for a fresh start. And obviously, we went through all of that with all of the wonderful people that were part of the creative team, the Black and Brown, predominantly Black and Brown creative team. And it turns out Alison is from Berkeley. And I remember, I think in the first podcast, the professional lady, and I don't remember her name off the top of my head, but she was also, I think, from Berkeley. So, and so Alison is from Berkeley Journalism, and Berkeley Journalism tweeted about it. It's like, Alison P. Davis, and she was an alum in 2010, got a bit of a scoop this week in that New York Mag, and Meghan journalism profile. And of course, they, put the two pictures of Alison and Meghan there. So cool. It seems like Meghan are doing, or at least really trust Berkeley to deliver on their professional and journalism needs. So cool. So maybe we will have more things coming out of Berkeley, or more professionals coming out of Berkeley that she's going to be working with or collaborating with. So that is absolutely awesome. And CBS were tweeting about it today. They actually have tweeted about it quite a few times. Actually, all of the US outlets have been tweeting about it. And I love how they in the US they tweet about it, because the thing about us is, like, we don't obsess over the Sussexes here. The press, when they do something, they will cover it. Just about all of the outlets will cover it. National outlets, local outlets, they will all cover it. But then when it's done, it's done. They don't obsess where you have like 5 to 25 articles about them. That just doesn't happen here. So, which is what I love. I absolutely love that. CBS says, in an episode this week, Meghan's new podcast, Archetypes, the Duchess of Sussex, and her guest singer Mariah Carey discuss experiences as biracial women. And Remarkable Women Founders Weekly. It's like Meghan Markle's empowerment podcast. I love that. I just love the Meghan Markle's female empowerment podcast. And I was like, yes. And the bonnet says, listen to Meghan Markle's female empowerment podcast. It's topping the charts. Yes, it is. And I absolutely, absolutely love that. And Tory Burch, actually, that dress that Meghan is wearing, it's kind of like a ballerina kind of thing. It's from Tory Burch. And Tory Burch tweeted about it. She says, Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, wearing Tory Burch Resort 23 for the cover of the Cut Fall Fashion. Tory editorials, hashtag Tory Burch. And so it is cool. I mean, they're all profiting and all, yeah, I guess, yeah, profiting really, whether it's publicity or sales or whatever, they are all profiting from Meghan being associated with their product, whether it's, their talents or with their clothes or whatever she's wearing in any way. So, and so it was cool to see Tori's tweets like, yes. And look at, I saw this on Twitter today that I don't know if, a Sussex. So what is her? What's her name? V actually. I don't even know if she knows this is there. But V, look at what at the bottom. At the top is Archetypes when you're listening to it, but look at the bottom. Look at what they're recommending. It's like more like this. This is V's podcast, and it's like, oh my gosh! Right under Meghan's, they are recommending V. And so I am just like, you go, yes, me. So that it is. I love it. I love it. I love it. So I hope she has seen this. Someone in the squad posted it. So I hope she has seen this. So it's like, yes. Um, Moving on, guys, today is Mama Doria's birthday. I had no idea until I was out earlier today, so I didn't realize until I came back and was on here later this afternoon or later this evening and saw some tweets and realized today is Mama Doria's birthday. So happy Mother's Day, Mama Doria. Hopefully you had a fantastic day celebrating with your daughter and family and all of those wonderful things. This amazing, amazing woman. Lord, such grace and class. I just love her. So Mama Doria celebrating her birthday. So hope she had a fantastic day celebrating. Well, moving on and totally changing topics, and I'm not even going to do my music because it's all the Sussexes, so I'm not even changing. It's not changing left field or anything. It's just we're moving on to Harry. So we know, like from a couple of weeks ago, Harry, couple of weeks already. Wow, time flew by. Harry was in Mozambique. He was in Rwanda, and learned today that he was also in Zambia, which is like, oh, great. And so this is a part of the team, actually not the whole team, but part of the team that traveled to Africa. And some of them are from there, obviously, and some of them traveled with Harry to these three different countries. And it is just, I just love it. It's just like, oh, I wish I could be in Africa. Wish I could be in, Mozambique or whatever, after seeing the pictures of Mozambique, I'm like, can I just be in Mozambique? But I just love it. And so today, African Parks put this out and just, a little bit more in depth about, the trip and what they did and what they were able to share and what people were able to see. And so African Boss says, last month, Africa Parks, led by African Parks President Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, and CEO Peter Fernhead, welcome groups of U.S. public officials, conservationists, and philanthropists as they toured national parks in Mozambique and Rwanda to learn about the best practices in protected area management in the continent. During the trip, the visiting delegations were given a first-hand look at how our innovative and well-established model of park management, which bring local communities and government stakeholders together with conservation experts. The public-private partnership model pioneered by Africa Parks is an example of how to successfully develop long-term solutions to park management in partnership with the government and local communities. The official delegation, led by U.S. Senator Chris Coons, including Senators Rob Portman, Gary Peters, as well as Representative David Price, David Joyce, Chrissy Houlihan, they were joined by an independent group including executives from ICCF Group, which supports the leadership of International Conservation Caucus in the U.S. Congress and parliamentary something. I think I pull that out. But anyway, moving further, it says the African Parks and the ICCF leadership team also independently and separately traveled to Kafue National Park in Zambia. So it seems that Harry went off after they did Zambia, after they did Rwanda. He went off with his African Parks team and the ICCF leadership team to visit Zambia. So it is great that it was able to pack in what it seemed like a week, maybe, week, 12 days or 10 days. So it is just wonderful. And again, the thing that is important with this, they were stressing the model that they're working as. And as you know, my issues with conservation, always want to make sure that whatever it is they're doing, that the local community is benefiting. They are getting the maximum out of, the park and being in such close proximity to the park that it's benefiting them. So that is the model that African Parks has, and that's why I felt better about them than I would say, what is it, fauna and fauna, or whatever it is, where the Mayan people were like, when they went to Belize, are like, no, Prince William, get off our land. They were not feeling it because they don't have that model, because they are not able to use and have benefit of their so quote unquote protected land. They're basically driven off their land, and so they are not benefiting from the resources of those protected land at all. And so this African Parks model is where they do benefit. So that is so fantastic, and that is the model that they wanted to show the senators and their billionaire group, I call them, the billionaire group, the philanthropists and others. That's the thing that they were stressing over and over and over. And then, I'm going to post a link to the article, but they went into different communities in the areas that they were to see how the community was benefiting from the parks. And so they were able to show them all of that. So I put the link in the show notes. You guys can go ahead and take a read. And we talked about this the other day, and I pulled it up again because I love how Forces Forces News cover the Sussex is just straight up, and I love it. So I always like to feature them whenever I can. But we remember the story of this gentleman who is a part of the Walking Wounded, and he did this race, but he wasn't able to finish because of, I think, tummy issues. And so Harry called him to cheer him up, and I pulled this in because of his smile. Look at that beautiful smile. He was just so encouraged. And so Forces that says, Forces News says, watch the moment when Prince Harry consoles former member of the Royal Marines, Lee Spencer, RM, with a video call. The Duke of Sussex showed his support to the single-leg amputee veteran after he was unable to complete the triathlon challenge due to excruciating pain. And so, Prince Harry just spent the time just really encouraging him and, helping him to take pride in what he has accomplished. Even though he wasn't able to finish it, he said he will try it again, but he should take pride in what he had already accomplished. And so Harry was making sure that he did that. So that is awesome. And Invictus Games is like, we're here, we're coming, yes, in a few days our Sussexes are coming. And so I love those pictures. I love how, the black and white, they just have such drama in them. I just absolutely love it. And so Invictus Games 2023 says, with just a few days to the visit of the patron of the weekend, Invictus and his wife, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, preparation in Dusseldorf are in full swing. We look forward to an exciting week More info soon. And I just love it. I love the drama of the photos. Of course, I'm a photographer, so that would be the first thing I'll be looking at. But they are all excited for Harry and Meghan's trip. So it is beautiful to see. Let's all pray for their security. Let's all pray for their safety. And until, they get back to their home under a tree in Montecito. Also, this is so great. I think this is in Colombia. They are doing sitting volleyball, and the video is so beautiful. I'm gonna put a link to this so you can see the video if you haven't seen it as yet. And Invictus Foundation tweeted out, it's great to see members of the wounded, injured, and sick community taking to adaptive sports. We are looking forward to Team Colombia debut at the next Invictus Düsseldorf. So Team Colombia is working on their sitting volleyball game, and as we know, it is fun watching sitting volleyball. Anyways, Archewell, moving on and shifting a little bit, not different direction, but this is now Harry and Meghan. Archewell congratulates youth activism movement to design a safer internet. And this is on their website, on the Archewell website, their updated news. It's so funny. They hadn't done any news since I think it was April. So it was great to see this news. It says, at Archewell, we believe in the internet is one of the most important tools for people around the world to build community, mobilize for good, and create community economic opportunity. As we have advocated for a number of years, we also think the internet needs to be safe. Needs to be a better, safer, and healthier place, especially for families. Today, we congratulate the incredibly young people across California and the country who believe the same and took it upon themselves to ask the tech industry to better protect kids in the design of social media platforms. The recent and I'm going to move my banner so that I can read this better. You guys can go ahead and subscribe. But we'll get to that at the end. It says the recent Design It For Us campaign helped raise awareness around the landmark new policy, the California Age Appropriate Design Code, that once finalized, will help ensure all kids in our state are safer when they're online. So we're so encouraged to see the next generation stand up, speak up, and push for a better digital community for themselves and their peers. We are equally encouraged to see our public leaders actively respond to the reality and scope of online harms. And of course, this goes further down and they talk about, what it means to them being parents of young kids. And so this is really awesome. I'm also going to post a link to the show, to the video, the Design For Us video of the kids asking tech companies to design a safer place for them online. And so it's such a fantastic thing that they're doing. And so I'm glad Harry and Meghan sort of highlighted it. So, I never heard of it. So they are putting it out there to a much wider audience. And so the people behind it and the teen groups and stuff, they've been so excited to be, lauded out by Meghan and Harry to really be recognized and put a spotlight on what they're doing. Technically, Politics says, thank you, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, for uplifting Technically Poly and Log Off Movements Design For You campaign. We are so grateful for your support of the CA Kids Code. And again, CA Kids Code, they are a youth lobbying campaign working to leverage youth voices through the power of storytelling, public pressure, and policy. And Nicole Gills tweeted about it. She says, today, Archewell, Prince Harry, and Meghan Markle's foundation recognize our work, Design It For Us, with Log Off Movement and Technically Poly, and Nobel Peace Prize laureates endorsed a ban on surveillance advertising. And so this is Nicole Gill, who is the founder and executive director of Account Table Tech, Pathfinder Lint, and other stuff. And she's also a Celine superfan. just for the heck of it. Jesse Lyric, Jesse, who is a co-founder of Accountable Tech, and he was also a policy spokesman for Hillary Clinton. He tweeted about it. He says, separately, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle just congratulated our brilliant youth advocacy friends at Log Off Movement, Technically Poly, and their DesignItForUs.com campaign, which we helped to support to pass the landmark CA Kids Code, and not a bad week. And so he is celebrating about it. And accountable tech. Did I say accountable tech? Accountable tech. Tweeted it, says, we are thrilled to see Prince Harry and Meghan recognize Technically Poly and Log Off Movement's Design for Us campaign to pass the CA Kids Code. And so they are all excited just for, the recognition. Log Off Movement says, we are incredibly grateful to Prince Harry and Meghan Markle for recognizing Design It For Us and the youth campaign dedicated to designing the internet for young people with the passage of the CA Kids Code. And Log Off says, we are a teen-led organization with goals whose goal is to encourage dialogue about social media, promote healthy issues, but we're not anti-social media. So they want you to know they're not anti-social media. They're just trying to get it to a healthier place. And finally, just want to give us an update on our fundraiser. We are at $36,826 that has been raised so far. So thank you all so much who have donated, who wants to donate, all of those things. The link will be in the show notes. And so, yeah, you can definitely, if you'd like to, no obligation, you can definitely go and support. But thank you again for all of you who have supported it in any way, shape, or form. So that's where we are with that. It is very, very exciting. And again, I look forward to see where we'll be when it's September 15th. So anyways, that's all I got, guys. Thank you so much for everything. Thank you so much to our moderators who are in our chats on the daily, really keeping our space wonderful and safe. Lydia, Church Nelly, Karen M, Julie Rock, Cookies and Cream, you are amazing. And pardon the pun, Julia Rock, you rock. You guys rock. Thank you for everything that you have done to really make the channel what it is. Thank you. And to it finally worked. Incredible 2 Cents Crew members who support the channel on the weekly. On the monthly. Thank you so much for your support. Just, out of the kindness of your heart, you're supporting us. So I really, 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 really appreciate that in every way, shape, and form. Thank you so much. And also to just all of you who support us by buying super stickers, super thanks, super hearts, support us by purchasing merchandise or by PayPal and Cash App. All of you have done an incredible job in supporting us, and I will forever ever be grateful for your support. Other ways you can support us is by liking this video, liking it, sharing it with your friends and family, and subscribing to the channel. Definitely subscribe to the channel. I'd love to hear from you. Just so you know that if you are not a subscriber, you would have to be subscribed for a week in order for you to use the chat and jump in. I'd love to hear from you, but it takes a week. So, but yeah, it's many ways you can support us. Absolutely many ways. So, but for all of you who have already done all of those things and are supporting us, I am so grateful for you. I am so grateful again for all the ways that you have supported and loved and just really been sort of the wing beneath, that way it's a wind. I don't know if the wind beneath my wings. I don't know. That's probably kind of, that's a little arrogant, I think. But you have been such an incredibly supportive community that I feel like because of you, Sussex Positive channels have thrived. And we couldn't do it, obviously, without you. But because you're there, you've made us all so much better. And I will forever be grateful to you guys for that. So, anyways, that's it. Thank you all so much. And we're going to, bail out of here with some inner space music. There we go. Thank you guys so much. I look forward to the next live to hang out with you. Again, tomorrow I will drop a video, but later in the evening because I will be out of the city again working. So I look forward to see you next time. I'm hoping Sunday I can do a live. That would be amazing. And keep my fingers crossed that will be what will happen. And yeah. So have a great night, guys. I love you all. And I will see you next time. Bye.